Dear student, now we are starting Unit 4. Why we are starting Unit 4 is this is an independent unit, right? Now, ఎవరైతే స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇంకా ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ వినండి వాళ్ళు అది కంటిన్యూ చేయాలంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు గో త్రూ ఆల్ ద డెఫినేషన్స్, రైట్? వాట్ ఈజ్ కన్వర్జెంట్, వాట్ ఈజ్ లోవర్ బౌండ్, వాట్ ఈజ్ అప్పర్ బౌండ్, వాట్ ఈజ్ డైవర్జెన్స్, రైట్? ఎవ్రీథింగ్, రైట్? ఆ కంటిన్యూటీ డెఫినేషన్స్ అవన్నీ రావాలి మీకు. లిమిట్ ఆఫ్ ఏ సీక్వెన్స్, వాట్ ఈజ్ సీక్వెన్స్, రైట్? అది కంటిన్యూటీ లేకపోతే కష్టం అవుతుంది రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది థియరమ్స్, రైట్? ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ వస్తుంది దాంట్లో మీకు ఆల్రెడీ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ పేజెస్ కూడా నేను వాట్సాప్ చేశాను కదా. నౌ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు స్టార్ట్ యూనిట్ 4. దిస్ ఈజ్ అన్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ యూనిట్, రీమాన్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్, right? Now I'll send the entire syllabus of unit 4 also, right, from the prescribed textbook only, not from other textbooks, right? Now before that, what are the basics actually? Riemann integration basics. Now what in by this one? This is called a closed interval, right? Closed interval a comma b, this is called a closed interval, right? Square brackets. Wait 1 minute. Now if parentheses are there, these are called parentheses. It is called an open interval. Now this is called, suppose a b, right? This is called semi closed interval, or this is also called semi closed interval. One side is closed, right? Semi closed interval, right? Now here set, what is set? Set is equal to collection of well defined object. This is a set. We know that this is an interval. Now the number of elements in an interval is infinite, right? Infinite number of elements are there. Suppose for example, now closed interval 1 comma 2 is there. Now one interval is given to you, I is equal to closed interval 1 comma 2, or one set is given to you, that is closed interval 1 comma 2. Now I want the number of elements in I is equal to question mark, right? I want the number of elements in I. Similarly, one set is given to you, s is equal to 3 comma 3.1, right? Again, I want the number of elements in s is equal to question mark, right? These are all sets, right? Now this set is nothing but a collection of well-defined objects. Now we are going to concentrate on closed intervals. Closed intervals means endpoints are included. That means this set contains 1 and this set contains 2, right? Whereas this set s is equal to 3 comma 3.1 means what? S does not contain 3. S does not contain 3.1. Remember. Another example I am giving you. B is equal to 2 comma 8. What is this? It is also a set. This set is called open interval, right? Now here 2 belongs to the set or not? No. 2 does not belong to the set. Whether 8 belongs to the set or not? No. 8 does not belong to the set B. Then what is B here? B is a collection of all real numbers which are in between 2 and 8, but excluding 2 and 8. What does it mean? This means it is a set. That means collection of all real numbers which are in between 2 and 8. In between 2 and 8. That's it. Excluding 2 and 8. That is the definition. Suppose a is equal to 4 comma 10. This set is given to you. What does it mean? It means that a is a set. This special name is what? Closed interval 4 comma 10. What is it? It is defined as collection of what we have to collect? All the real numbers which are in between 4 and 10, including 4 and 10, right? Including 4 and 10. That is the difference between open interval and closed interval. Later you tell me what is the number of elements in this set and also in this set, right? First one is 1 comma 2, and second one is s is equal to 3 comma 3.1. I want the number of elements in those two examples. Say this is first one, second one, right? The next one. Now here f is a bounded function. F is a bounded function on a closed interval a comma b. What do you mean by a bounded function? Right? What do you mean by a bounded set? A set S is said to be bounded if it has lower bound and also upper bound. Or you can say a set is said to be bounded if S is bounded below and bounded above. Both the definitions you can say. You can both the definitions are applicable. Now here our important point is closed interval, right? We have to define the closed interval, and as well as we have to divide the closed interval into number of partitions, or you can say number of subintervals, right? Before that, now I am taking an example. Suppose one interval I is equal to 2 comma 10. This subinterval is given to you. Now right, now divide the subinterval into number of subintervals, right? And that means we are going to we have to partition this interval. You have to make a partition. How you are going to do the partition, right? It depends on your wish. Now if you want to divide into 4 subintervals, then what we have to do, simply just compare this one. This is nothing but in general closed interval a comma b, no, a value is equal to 2, b value is equal to 10. Suppose if you want to divide this interval into 10 subintervals, then what we have to do is simply b minus a by 10. Suppose if you want to divide this into 8 subintervals, b minus a by 8. No sir, I don't want to divide into 8 subintervals. I want to divide it into 4 subintervals. Then what you have to do? B minus a by 4. Right? That means if you want to divide the given interval into 4 subintervals, what we have to do? This value minus this value by that number. Now what you are doing here? 10 minus 2 by 4 I am doing. 10 minus 2 is 8 by 4, that is equal to 2. Here what is 2 sir? This is called length of each subinterval. Length of each subinterval. So how to get the subintervals? Now the first point is a, no, a is equal to 2. Now a plus this length you add. What is the length we got now? 2, right? What is a here actually? A is 2 plus 2, 4. Next point we got, this is t naught, or you can say sorry, t1 or x1 say. Now to get next one, add this one too. That means t1 plus that length. What is this? 2 is called length. What is t1 here? 4 plus length is 2. You got 6. This is called what? T2 or x2, right? To get next element, that is t2 plus length. What is this 2 here? Length. What is t2 here? 6 plus 2, 8. This is called t3 or x3. This is r symbol I am using. Next one is, next point if you want to get t3 plus 2. What is this 2? This is fixed length, right? 8 plus 2, this is 10. But what is 10 actually? This 10 is nothing but b value. We got b value, then stop doing, right? Now that means the partition, this is p is equal to, what is a value here? A value is 2, the next immediate value is 4, next value is 6, next value is 8, next value is 10, right? This is called partition of closed interval 2 comma 10, right? This is called partition. Now next I want subintervals actually, right? Subintervals is equal to combine these two, then these two, then these two, then these two. Those are called subintervals. That's it. 2 comma 4 is one subinterval, and 4 comma 6 is another subinterval, 6 comma 8 is another subinterval. Similarly 8 comma 10, how many subintervals are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. We got 4 subintervals, no? Right. That means if the one closed interval is given to you, if you want to find the number of find 10 subintervals, means what we have to do? B minus A by 10. Suppose if the question is divide the closed interval into 20 subintervals, means B minus A by 20. Then we have to find the partition. Then combination of first two, second two, third two. That pair is called, each pair is called subinterval. These are called the subintervals. Now suppose what about the union, you tell me. First subinterval is 2 comma 4 union, second subinterval 4 comma 6 union, third subinterval is 6 comma 8, fourth subinterval is 8 comma 10. Their union is nothing but once again 2 comma 10, no? Right? Their union is nothing but 2 comma 10. Their intersection is of course ఏమొస్తుంది మనకి ఈ 4 ఎలిమెంట్స్ వస్తాయి 4 6 8, బట్ వీఆర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేటింగ్ ఆన్ ఓన్లీ యూనియన్. The union of all subintervals is the given interval a comma b. Right? Now here, what is the length of this subinterval? Length of this subinterval is nothing but this value minus this. That means 4 minus 2, that is called 2. What is the length of this subinterval? 6 minus 4 is also 2. 8 minus 6, 2. 10 minus 8, 2. Here the length of each subintervals is equal to 2. ఎందుకని ఈక్వల్ వచ్చింది మనకి? we are dividing it into 4 subintervals and divide చేసాక that's why you are getting equal length వస్తుంది.